What is up, Overkillers, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And today we are here with the JustFlight Warrior II, and I'm going to tell you guys why, so stick around. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below.
As we fly.
All right, you guys. So as I said, we are here with the JustFlight Warrior II. The reason we are here with this aircraft is actually I just picked it up, believe it or not, with as long as it has been out. Finally decided to pick it up, but here's the reason why is we're getting ready to reboot NeoFly here on the channel. NeoFly version 4 has gone through a ton of updates and has really become a fantastic career mode add-on, and I really think you guys are going to enjoy this series. Now, one of the really cool things that got a lot easier with version 4 is selecting the starting aircraft. Now, you still have to select from the basic. For example, this Warrior II does not have a retractable gear, very comparable to that of like a Cessna 182, for example. A little bit more fun. I like low wing aircraft over high wing. High wing is obviously easier to look around, but there's just something about low wing aircraft. They're just more fun for me. So what we are doing here is today we are at our home base airport, and we're also mixing that up. But last time I picked Tucson, we ended up doing a ton of missions, went all the way up the west coast, up into Alaska, went through a bunch of different aircraft, but primarily flew the Mooney. But today, I have to remember where we are, to be honest with you, because I picked somewhere that is close to the Caribbean. There we go. Fernando Luis Ribas Dominici. I hope I said that right. TJIG is going to be our home base. You can see we're just 1 nautical mile away from San Juan. So we're going to hopefully progress through the different aircraft. My goal is to get us to something like the TBM 850 or maybe the PC-12 from SimWorks Studios and start making the jump over into the Caribbean. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this. What we're going to do today is we're going to just sort of familiarize ourselves with the aircraft. We are using SPAD.next to control many of the features inside of the aircraft, and so the startup process should be pretty simple and fun. We're also going to be using the Pimax Crystal Light, sticking with the VR experience. It is certainly the way to go for now. There's going to be quite a few things that we're going to be showing off during this series, such as obviously NeoFly itself, learning the different features and different available options that it has within it, and then we're also going to be showing off things like the Sky4 Sim tablet. I'm going to be doing a new review of the Sky4 Sim tablet, as quite a few things have changed with it as well. Again, new features, new add-ons. It is probably one of the best add-ons that you can actually have. It is a payware software, but as we navigate through the series, hopefully you guys will see why I like it so much. So without any further talk on, guys, let's go ahead. We're going to get the aircraft started up, and we're going to get out of here. All right, guys, let's get started here. So let's see what we got. Let's see here. I don't think I need anything from here. Remove externals. Let's get rid of that. Helps with FPS a little bit, that's for sure. And let's see here. Batteries and alternators on. And let's see here, what else we got? That's the fuel pump. I'm not ready for that just yet. Fuel tank's on. Let's see here. Let's get some lights. All right. Let's set that barometric pressure today. Go. Baro set. Mixture to full rich. Let's get the fuel pump on. Let's get magnetos over to both. Okay. Throttle to full. Then bring it down to about 1/2 inch. And let's get her started here. Clear prop. Alright, good engine start. Bring it down about 1,000 RPMs. Okay, good idle. Avionics. Landing / taxi lights. It's waiting on the Garmin now. Go. GPS align. Transponder. Go ahead and pop that parking brake. GPS is up. Sorry, Fred. Watch your hips. Work your shins. Got a crosswind on the wind today. So, this is an absolutely gorgeous looking aircraft. I'm really impressed with it. The VR performance is fantastic. Really having a good time with it so far. This will be my first flight in it though, you guys. So you guys get to see that in the raw. It was right around $50 to purchase this plane. So I'm really hoping that, I get what I'm looking for out of it. But it seemed like a much more enjoyable aircraft to use than any of the default planes in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now that's the really cool thing about NeoFly. NeoFly essentially is free. You pay for the expansions. Alright. Runway looks good. Now with NeoFly, normally we would actually still have it running, because all we're going to do is sort of do some flights, do a little bit of touch and goes, sort of get comfortable with the aircraft. And actually that reminds me of something. Okay, had to make sure that our flaps were bound, because I didn't think they were. Alright, so mixtures to full rich, everything's set, landing lights on. Let's go to 1500, stable, and max power. Airspeed alive, looking for 55 knots. Come back. Beautiful little airplane. Holy crap. . we'll just go for a general flight around the area. Maybe do a touch and go or two, or just bring it in. We'll see, but looking for 2,000 today, I think. And a nice solid 90 knots out of it. Pimax crystal is behaving just beautifully. Crystal light. If you guys are interested in picking up the crystal light, make sure that you guys use the link down in the description below. There will also be a link to NeoFly. You guys a heads up if you want to follow along in the career. There's 1,000. A nice strong climb out of it. Ooh. Getting a little choppy. Reduce that ascent rate a little bit. There's San Juan right there. Fun place to fly the PC-12 out of. I don't recall setting my transponder over to alt. Let's do that. There we go. And coming up on 2,000. And there's 2,000. And the RPM is back. Manifold pressure. Nose down a little bit. Almost 100 feet higher than where I want to be. Beautiful morning. And this is a fantastic little airplane. This really is. This is a very enjoyable flight. JustFlight has really done a fantastic job with their aircraft. All of the PA series of aircraft are just on point in my opinion. They have that nice blend between complexity, features, and texturing. It's a really good series of aircraft. This was actually the only one in the PA series that I was missing, was the Warrior II. And when I decided to get back in with NeoFly, I decided, you know what, this is the perfect time to get started on this, and that we'd go ahead and do it. And I wanted to really see how things were going with the Pimax crystal light inside of it, because I want to make sure to fly VR as much as possible. We're not going to be doing strictly VR, because again, I'm also going to be using things like the Sky for Sim tablet, and I'm going to be using that on my iPad. So I wanted you guys to be able to experience that, and that really doesn't serve much of a benefit inside of VR. I guess that's always the battle, right? Now with mixed reality becoming more and more of a thing, hopefully soon we'll be able to rock that as well. But for right now, we're just going to be maintaining probably, like I said, a little balance between 2D and 3D. 3D, when it comes to the flight experience, nothing beats it. Being able to look around, feeling like you're actually inside the aircraft, getting your depth perception, man. The depth perception that is provided in VR, I mean, there's just no way to get that in 2D. Even with triple screens, you know, I've ran triples. I actually have a triple setup right in front of me, but I tend to disconnect one of the monitors and use the Pimax crystal. One of the hindrances that Pimax does have, unfortunately, is that you cannot have more than 2 monitors active at any given time. So in order to use, for example, the Pimax crystal or the crystal light, you have to disconnect one of your displays. Now, I don't mean unplug it. I just mean in the Windows display settings, you set it to disconnect or disable this display, and you're fine. But that's such the battle. You know, I've got such cool hardware, gauges and tablets and pads and buttons and switches and control boxes and control panels. Got all kinds of really cool stuff. But a lot of that stuff just gets really hard to take advantage of when you're in VR. Like I actually have the Sim Builder's GT or a GNS 530. So if you guys watch the screen, I'm not going to use the mouse here, but I can actually manipulate that with an exact replica of the GNS 530. Now that is really cool in VR. I don't get to take advantage of the display that's sitting in it too, because I can actually mirror that image right here on my cockpit display on the GNS 530 that I have from SimBuilder. But you know, if anything, that saves, you know, computer resources and having to pop out one of the screens. And we're getting high again. I gotta stop doing that. She likes to climb. It also dawned on me that I don't have my trim wheel set up for this particular aircraft, so that's item number 262 that we're going to have to adjust here. Now, where did our airport go? There it is. I don't want to descend that fast. Let's descend at about 700 feet per minute. Try to keep it right around there. Seven to 500, somewhere around there. Coming for a long final here. What a beautiful morning, though. Mercy, it's a gorgeous morning. That's the thing where Microsoft Flight Simulator will definitely shine and continue to shine for a long time is just the scenery. You can't match it, and I'll agree to that. Scenery is just phenomenal. Oh, you know what? I am not aligned at all. So again, coming in for a long base, long final. Going to be looking for about 70 knots. This is a really good airplane. I'm really enjoying flying this. Wish it had the retractable gear, but that's okay. Alright, there's 70. So just maintain for it. Definitely feeling that crosswind. Locked in at 70 so far. Looking pretty good. A little high in the approach, but not bad. I think we'll be able to smooth that out pretty easily. Since the start of my channel, I've always had the space shuttle approaches. High AOA. High glide slope. Steep glide slope. Eyes on my touchdown markers. I'm not going to go to idle just yet. There it is, idle. Going to be long. A little bounce. Flaps up. Full power. Mixture back to full rich. Missed it by about an inch. And rotating out. This time we'll stay in the pattern. We're going to be looking for 1,000 feet. Wasn't too bad. Not as good as I wanted, but not bad. We're going to make this a left-hand pattern, avoid the buildings. It would help if I could maintain heading. Just going to turn it right back around, hold this turn all the way through. There's our 1,000 feet. Taking out the incline there, pulling power back. Oh, 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 oh. Nope, come on, keep that nose up. Keep that nose up. You know, I have to say thank you to a lot of the pilots that commented on my 172 videos about, you know, you have certain ideals, right? Like you want flaps and set, you know, you want to be trimmed out and stable as you make your base and final turns. But one of the things they said that I really liked was, you know, at the end of the day, though, fly the plane to where you're comfortable, right? If you feel like you want to drop flaps now, drop flaps now. If you want to, you know, wait until you're on that final turn, whatever it may be, but, you know, don't necessarily look for the numbers, but fly the plane, obviously within the parameters of the aircraft, but fly the plane, you know, and I really liked that. Here we go. We're going to look for a continuous turn all the way down to final. Well, maybe not. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not looking for 1,000 feet per minute here, bud. That ain't going to do it here, bud. I should have descended a bit sooner. Way too steep of an approach. I think we're going to go around again. Let's get on that runway heading. Get back up to that altitude there. I know pattern altitude's usually 1,000 feet, but I think I waited too long to start descending. So we're going to try that again. Start the descent down the crosswind. Or the crosswind, right? Downwind. Downwind. This thing will climb pretty darn good. Let's do that climb test. Yeah, I mean, it'll just take us right up there. There we go, coming up on 1,000 feet again. Making that left-hand turn. Looking for that 30 degrees or 15 degrees. That'd be 30, right? Beautiful plane though. This is a lot of fun to fly, you guys. I didn't think this one was going to be this good. This is really nice. I'm really enjoying this. Again, I bought this today. It's right around $50 US. Really worth it. I'm really liking it. Alright, so now I'm going to start this a little earlier today. Or this time. I'm going to try to keep it right about that 500 feet per minute. Maybe about 250. Well, I need 500 for this one. Start getting ourselves set up. We're going to start slowing it down just a bit. I'm going to try to hold off on the flaps a little bit longer this time. Wait for that threshold to be off our shoulder. It's probably close enough. Start pulling flaps as we're coming around. This one's feeling better so far. We'll see how it goes. This one we're going to hold continuous all the way through. Nope, nope, nope. The space shuttle landing again. Still coming in too high in the pattern. Need to descend a bit faster, a bit sooner. Eyes on my touchdown point. I'm going to zero those throttles now. Hold it. Much better. Landing was a lot better. Definitely enjoyed that. Easy. Let's get off the runway. Flaps coming down. Transponder to standby. Okay. Set that parking brake. Let's pull that mixture back. Magnetos to off. Oh, you know what? I should have changed the fuel. I got to remember to do that. This plane has the option to set automatic fuel switch, but I didn't want to use that. I want to learn, get in the habit of doing it myself. So let's see here. Let's get the chocks on. Let's open our doors. Okay. That was weird. And let's see here. What do we got? Probably didn't need the fuel pump on that whole time, but oh well. Not bad for our first flight in it. Alright, I think that's everything. Alright, you guys, and that is our first flight in the JustFlight Warrior II. This is a really, really fun little aircraft, you guys. I highly recommend this if you haven't tried this out. Don't forget about NeoFly, you guys. We're going to be starting that up. In the next video, we'll be doing our first career flight in NeoFly. One of the really cool things about NeoFly 2 is if you just want to get up and practice, like do touch and goes like we were just doing, you can actually still gain experience points. You won't gain money, but you'll gain experience points, helping you move up through the ranks and obviously acquire new aircraft and things like that, or be eligible for new aircraft, new missions, things like that. Now, obviously, you got to have the money to purchase your aircraft, but, you know, those are things that can always be earned towards. So anyways, stay tuned, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you in the next one.